Hello, everyone. My name is Rosemary Franco, and for my informative speech this week, I would like to inform everyone the pros and cons of taking ice bath, plunges, or immersions, or whatever you would like to call it. So basically, for the next 5 minutes, I would just like to go over with you about the good and the bad about taking ice bath. And I'm sorry if I say ice bath a lot throughout my speech. Anyway, so taking an ice bath can be good, beneficial to your health, but it can also have some complication and risk. Now, if you live an active lifestyle, it's definitely something to take into consideration. I myself just started my fitness journey about a year and a half ago. I am actually down 30 pounds, I think. Now it's where I'm at. But anyway, in the beginning of my active lifestyle, as you would say, I would get a lot of muscle soreness. I was so like stiff when I would after a workout. It was like horrible because as a beginner, your muscles are not used to this. So basically, that's what made me go into depth about about ice bath. So in the next few minutes, I would just like to go over the pros. One of the pros is it helps with your muscle recovery, muscle soreness, stiffness. Another pro about taking ice bath is it could be beneficial to you mentally. You might think, like, at first when I saw, I was like, mentally, what does one thing have to do with the other, right? But we'll go into that later. And also, I would also like to discuss the complication and the risk. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing that is beneficial about taking ice bath is muscle recovery. When you work out, the muscle tears and it causes these microscopic tears to the muscle fiber, which needs to recover. That's why at the beginning of after a workout, you get that muscle soreness, and that's why a lot of nutritionists recommend that you take a lot of protein so it can recover your muscles faster. Now, ice bath can increase also the circulation and the blood flow to your muscles, which helps the recovery and the process to move faster, more quickly. So there's a research that actually proves that the ice bath or a cold shower after a workout is very beneficial to your muscles. Athletes use it a lot, people that are active, but mostly athletes do use it a lot. Next, I would like to go over why an ice bath is mentally good for you. So the mental benefits that an ice bath has is it reduces stress and improves your mood. How does it do that? Okay, so the ice bath reduces cortisol levels. Cortisol levels, for those who don't know, is a stress hormone that contributes to anxiety and depression. So by taking an ice bath, it reduces the cortisol levels, which improve your chances of not feeling depressed, or reduces the chances of stress. Also, it releases endorphins, which help with pain relief. Obviously, if you're not in pain, you're in a better mood. When you're in pain, you're in a bad mood. So it also can help with that. It also helps with dopamine levels. Dopamine levels helps with motivation and pleasure, which is also great to your health mentally. And then for the last part of this speech, I would like to go over the cons. So one of the negative side effects is obviously ice baths are not for everyone. What might be something good for me might not be something good for you, or vice versa. When you do an ice bath, excuse me. When you do an ice bath, it's a cold water immersion. When you immerse in that water, you go into a shock. The shock response leads to increase in heart rate and breathing and in blood pressure. So if you're a person that suffers from cardiovascular issues, this might not be such a good idea for you, taking an ice bath. There could be other remedies that you can do if you do have like muscle soreness or you work out, you have an active lifestyle. But ice bath, I don't recommend it. That brings me to my next point. Always consult a doctor before taking ice bath. I actually read that as I was doing this research. But anyway, ice bath can also cause hyperventilation, which increases your risk of having like a fainting or of having a panic attack, and increases your breathing. So yeah, we went through the good and the bad and the ugly of taking ice bath. One of the good points is it helps with your muscle recovery and soreness, and it also helps with your mental health. However, one of the cons is that it's not recommended for people with cardiovascular issues or other underlying issues, and everything with moderation is key, so keep that in mind. And yeah, basically just let me know when will your next ice bath be, and if you have ever taken an ice bath before. Thank you for listening.